Live time, time for a live stream. Yeah, I think the title of this live stream is self-explanatory. Yeah, so I posted a video earlier on today, and all those cards in the background there, I don't know if you can see them. The cards are actually fading. Well, the cards are, the boxes are fading down the bottom. One of those nice. The bottom boxes, not the top ones, the bottom boxes, because they've been sitting there at the window, they're actually starting to fade. But I did a video earlier today, and I was talking about Norlis. I mentioned Norlis, who's just popped up. Hey Norlis. I was talking about selling my GPUs. So I posted that a couple of hours ago, like 4 or 5 hours ago, and I've received a lot of comments. I think most people agree with what I'm doing, but I've had a few comments from people saying you're selling out, why are you giving up on cryptocurrency and things like that. So I thought we'd do a live stream and chat about it. Hi Di, hi Joseph, hi Red Fox. I appreciate all you guys, you all left comments here. So I appreciate you all leaving comments. I'm doing good, Di. I'm doing good. So yeah, I'm just going to basically chat about the video that I did earlier. And chat more about why I'm selling it. I mean, I guess this is a continuation of what we talked about in the live stream. Was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday, wasn't it? Or last night. I'm getting mixed up with my days. Is that actually, I have to check that. I think it was yesterday. Yeah, it was yesterday. I'm forgetting it. I'm getting my days mixed up. Yeah, it was yesterday. I did a chat, and we chatted about GPUs and ASIC mining and FPGA mining and all that. Hi Pitman. So yeah, I've called this, you know, obviously the oh no Kev's selling his GPUs live stream, but I guess the whole topic is selling GPUs. Is it the right thing to do? Is it the wrong thing to do? I'm seeing the same thing coming up time and time again, as far as I've seen a few comments, and a few comments were posted there were saying you're giving up on crypto, and they're saying just mine and hodl. But I think that's very short-sighted. I think you have to look at your electricity costs. You have to look at your daily profits. Hi Marcius, thanks for the offer. That was really kind of you to suggest what you did. Very kind of you. Am I going ASIC way? No, I don't think. I don't know. I'm just leaving my options open at the moment. To be honest, it's not something. I don't think it's, I'll sell my cards right away. I won't sell them right away. It might take a few weeks to start selling them, and I might not sell them all. There's a website in the UK called CEX, and I would get basically, well, I'm trying to sell them in the UK at £160, but it's like £10-11 delivery, so I'm walking out about, say, £150, but I can actually get 153 by trading in at CEX, and you get a voucher. But there's a few cameras and a few things that I'm looking at, so I could use it for that. Hi, Dr. Marcy. Yeah. So I was chatting to Norlis about this. We had a chat earlier on today, and hopefully I'm not stealing any sales from Norlis. But Norlis is selling his 1060s. I think Norlis sold his 1050 Ti's as well, and yeah, he's keeping his 1080 Ti's. And I think that's what I'm going to do. Just keep my 1080 Ti's just now, but then review the situation. Hey Mazara Biro. I'm always unsure if I'm pronouncing that right. Where were you on holiday? Joseph, £153, but there is a little asterisk to that. One is to give you a voucher, which you can then sell for about 85% of the price to other people who want to buy, who want to buy something there. The other thing is, if you sell in bulk there, sometimes they apply a 10% penalty. So they prefer people to sell individual items, but if you send a huge number of items to them, then they might charge you like a 10% penalty, and this all comes off the money that you make. But I'll see how it goes, because it's only been listed a few hours. I'm going to wait a few days and see who posts and who says they want to buy, and then take it from there. I'll take it from there. And I might send a couple to CEX and take it from there. Maybe I'll only sell one rig. Good to hear that, man. Never stop mining. Thanks, man. All the way from Saudi Arabia. Cool. That's good. I've got someone from there watching. That's interesting. Yeah, it's I'm going to keep my options open. I think the thing is, if I sell some of these GPUs and then I do buy a Z9 Mini, I'm sure some people will start selling. They'll start saying that, oh no, you know, he's not a GPU miner anymore. He's an ASIC miner. I'm not trying to think of myself in those terms. I'm not trying to think of myself as a GPU miner or an FPGA miner or a, you know, I'm just thinking of myself as a miner. I'm just thinking of myself as someone who's trying to make money through cryptocurrency. I think some of the comments, so I think some people have got a misunderstanding of the whole economics and the whole business model of mining. Some people say just mine for 5 to 10 years and just don't look at it, just hodl the money away. But that doesn't make any sense, because I'm at the point now where if profits go down a little bit more, I would actually be better switching them off and just buying the coins with electricity, you know, using the money I'd spend on electricity. So lots of naivety in the comments. A little bit, yeah, I'm a little bit, maybe I'm being a little bit more polite, but I do disagree with that. You know, people are saying just mine and don't, you know, just forget about it. Someone said this a few weeks to me as well. They said, just mine for the next few years and don't look at anything. And you're like, you could be running at a complete loss and, you know, you're just throwing money down the drain. At the end of the day, I have got absolutely no preference as to what's sitting over there. Whether it's a GPU, an ASIC, an FPGA. It was one sand. It's silicon. It's just computer components making me money. That's all it is. I really, you know, I don't have any... you know, I don't have any preference as to which side of the fence I'm sitting. That's not to say I'm going to run out and buy an ASIC miner either. I might buy one, especially because someone said they can give me a coupon. My electricity in US dollars is about 18 cents. I think it works out at. Sorry, I missed your comment there, Maza Ribeiro. Went all over Europe, Italy, France, Switzerland, Germany, Mallorca. The list goes on. Parents came over from Brazil to visit and we made the most of the visit. Oh, that's amazing. I've only been to Rome once. I've been to Paris twice, but I've not been to, I don't think I've been to Switzerland. Been to Germany a few times, but I've not like travelled extensively. It's all been like city breaks, so I haven't really travelled it. Kind of popped in, said hello and left. Agreed, Joseph. People are saying hodl, you know, without looking at the economics of it. I think that's silly. You have to look at the economics of it. And people keep saying, well, you know, the market's going to pick up. The market's going to pick up. And that's true. And I have been waiting for that to happen as well. But I've been thinking about that recently, you know, like, take, for example, Ether 1. I mined 5,000 coins for a masternode for Ether 1. There's a larger masternode at 15,000. So the larger masternode costs 3 times as much, but you get 4 times as many coins. Well, the return, the block reward is 4 times as much. And I would have to mine another month or two to get another 10,000 coins for that, perhaps even longer. But if I just sold some GPUs and bought them, because it would only cost me like $500 or less than that, I would start earning more coins today. I don't have to wait 2 months. I could start earning extra coins in a masternode today. It's hard to get the best consumer price in the UK as well, because some of them, you know, they don't operate in your area, or they just don't accept you. Yeah, things are a little bit more expensive in the UK. And the thing is, you know, I'll be honest, I never cared about electricity at the beginning. I never cared. I wasn't even running my cards at a super efficient rate. I mean, I was running them about 80, 85%. Now I've got them down at 55, 60%. The reason is, I was honestly making probably like close to like $80, $90 a day. I can't remember the exact figure. I'll be making it up if I do see the exact figure. But say I was making $80, $90 per day. When your electricity costs are like $7, $8, you're like, well, you know, this is the price you have to pay. And it's worth me paying a little bit more on electricity to get those, you know, the extra coins. But the profits start going down every day. And all of a sudden, electricity isn't 10% or 15 or 20% of your costs. All of a sudden, electricity is like the money that I make. Electricity, I think it must be like 90% or 95% of any money I make goes to electricity. And that's when you start thinking, right, hold up, you know, I need to review this. This can't be good. It was actually worse a few months ago. I'm sure it was. Yeah, it's a high rate. The thing is, you know, I've had a few kind of like, you're turning your back on crypto, you're giving up. Someone even said I was panic selling. They said I'm buying cars when everyone's panic selling. Like, how is this panic selling? You know, it's like, I need to sell them. It's like, how is that panic? I think I'm making the right decision. I think I'm looking at it, I'm making the right decision. But someone could look at this video and look at my previous video, and they can come back in 3 months' time, knowing what happens in the market, and they can say, well, your cards were making nothing then, now they're making $3 per day. You gave up too early. You should have stayed there. You should have stayed with your cards. Someone actually said, if you give up, you don't deserve to make money later. So someone could, you know, look at this video in a few months' time and say, well, you deserve to lose and all that. And you're like, well, I don't know what's going to happen in the future. All I know, you know, I'm looking at the facts and figures today. The market could go down, the market could go up, but I'm just looking at things today. I don't know what's going to happen, and I'm making what I believe to be an informed decision. Could be wrong, though. Could be wrong. Pitman says they're all old cards now. GPU's not profiting, sell them, or put them in a PC, may get more for them. Yeah, well, the thing is, I think that putting them in a PC and selling them, I think it just kind of complicates it, because now all of a sudden I need to put together a PC, I need to install software, I need to make sure it's all running okay and make sure all the parts are together. It's just easier just to sell them. Someone apologised because... Who was it? I just sat and replied to like 40 comments or something on my YouTube channel, so I apologise, I can't remember the exact person that said this. But someone gave probably the best advice I've had in a while, and they said, sell your graphics cards, but keep your rigs. Keep your motherboard, keep your hard drive, keep your RAM. Don't sell them. And I think that is fantastic advice, because I think that over the next 6 months, we might see the market go down even more. We might see it going back up. But as far as the actual components, like, you know, you can see the boxes behind me, the Asus 278. As far as the motherboard goes, as far as the hard drive, as far as the power supply, all these things, if I sell them second hand, I'll probably get the same price for them in 6 months' time as I do right now. More or less. You know, RAM is RAM. No one's going to care, you know, if they get it in a few months' time. And it's not something that really breaks. So, yeah. It makes sense for me to keep my rigs just now. So I'll sell my graphics cards, but I'm not going to sell my rigs right now. I'm not going to sell the motherboard, all the components, all the risers, and I'm going to have them sitting there. Because if a few bargains pop up, or if the new 20 series cards turn out to have a fantastic hash rate, I am good to go. I'm good to go. I've got the motherboard set up. I've got all the mining software installed. I am good to go. All I have to do is attach my new graphics card. I could pick up a really cheap AMD card or something like that, and I'm good to go. So I'm going to maybe hold back on selling my rigs. I think that's a really smart move. But I'll see what happens. Maybe I'll flip-flop. Who knows? But, you know, that I think that's a really good suggestion. Joseph saying he set up a company to get VAT off electric and write it off taxes properly. Yeah, that's a good idea. I mean, I think in the UK you need to be over... It's normally over 80 grand to make it worthwhile. I could do it technically, but I don't think it's worth the extra paperwork, if I'm honest. I want the SafeCoin masternode. Yeah, it's coming soon. I think the priority right now with SafeCoin, though, is the exchange. They want to get... They've just implemented a new UI, so they're going to focus on exchange for a few weeks, and then I believe masternodes are going to be a priority. You heard it here first. Or second. Jeff's been quite vocal about this in the Discord, so... Bring back the old 50 pence meters. When I actually moved into this house, it was a pay-as-you-go meter. It was like you had to use the cards, and I had to convert it. Hi, Ken. Do you have little or no interest in ASICs? I'm giving it serious thought. Someone kindly... and again, I'm forgetting... Who was it? It was Crypto... I need to look at this now. I'm really bad for that. What was the comment now? Who was it that said this? Someone kindly offered, I should really get the name right. Sezpot Damien. So Damien, I don't know if he's watching just now. He was watching last night in the live stream, and he actually just offered me a Bitmain coupon. I'm not sure if it's for $100 or $200, but if he's not going to use it and he offered me it, then all of a sudden I can get a Z9 Mini for $650 instead of $850. That really changes the situation. That really does change the situation. And I don't think I'd even have to buy a power supply, because I could probably move around some of my cards and attach them to the rig above, kind of move them around, so I wouldn't have to buy another power supply. So as far as ASICs, I haven't really looked at it yet, but if the price, you know, if I could get a coupon off and get an ASIC for $650, I'd probably take the risk at that point. I think I would. Nola's saying it does look like the market is heading upwards, but it's a slow climb. We actually had this before as well. I don't know if you guys can remember. I mean, I could look at CoinMarketCap, but Bitcoin jumped up to over $8,000 like a month or so ago, and then it dropped all the way back down again. So remember, people get really bullish when Bitcoin goes up a little bit, but remember, it can go back down again, so there's no guarantee. Hey Pete, all the way from South Florida. Sega, is it Sagar or Sagar? Why hodl or mine or trade? One should be diversified and all. I mean, do not listen to whoever says go one direction. It's high risk. Yeah, very good advice. Yeah, I think that's what I'm trying to do as well. I'd like to get a lot of masternodes up and running. I'd like to get lots of masternodes. So if I'm hodling coins, I'm holding coins. Well, hopefully I'll hold some Bitcoin at one point. But if I'm holding altcoins, if I'm holding altcoins, hopefully I'm doing it with coins that I'm getting a little bit extra every day, you know, and then 6 months later, instead of having 5,000 coins, I've got 7,000 or 8,000, that kind of thing. Joseph is expanding, taking both a bear market and a bull market situation into account. Hey Zero Cool, thanks for your comment. Mazza Ribeiro sold their cards way before you and they don't regret. For example, Angry Chicken. I posted, I think I mentioned this in the video earlier. I posted my GPUs for sale in like May or June. But as I said, it was kind of half-heartedly. I didn't really post it at a price that I knew would sell. I was just testing the waters, and no one bit. No one even showed any interest, which is, you know, probably understandable because I didn't really put it at a price to sell. In hindsight, again, this is in hindsight, I should have sold. I should have bought a few Z9 minis and I'd have more money today. But that was a risky strategy at that point. No one knew what was happening. No one knew that Zcash and Zencash, now Horizon, were going to stay on it. So, yeah, hindsight. Son of an Arab, in the current climate situation, it's understandable to just buy the coins. You could, on the other hand, just turn them off for the time being, which is also a risk due to the new cards coming. Yeah, that's the thing. You know, it's like doing nothing is also making a decision. Doing nothing is doing something, you know. It's one of those things, you know, the easy thing for me to do, the lazy thing for me to do is to not sell. It means I don't have to ship all, you know, I don't have to package everything up. I don't have to go over my rigs and take all the cards away. I don't have to, you know, sit all day writing stickers out and then go to the post office and things like that. I don't have to do any of that, and it does take time. You know, you get 24 cards to sell, it does take time. But the lazy thing to do is to just sit here and do nothing and let it go. But I don't think that's necessarily the best thing to do. Ken McMahon is just buying coins straight out now. Smart move. Nollis is doing the same thing, keeping the rig in place so they're ready for GPUs in the event of another mining boom. Yeah, I think it's the right thing, Nollis, because, you know, we were talking about posting on AV forums. I think in a few months' time, you know, say for example that, you know, you're talking about the motherboard, the 270A. I mean, I don't know what it's selling at right now, but imagine, say you were getting £60, £70 second hand or £60 second hand. If it drops down to £50, is it that much of a risk? I'd be happy to just keep them there for a while, just have them sitting there, have them ready, and then if there's any bargains that come up, if we find out there's any bargains, I am good to go. I am good to just plug in a GPU and I'm good to go. Joseph was saying the ETF decision is going back to February, I think it is. Yep. Yeah. Keep motherboard, etc. Yeah. I can't even claim that was my idea. if I scroll through the comments, I'll probably find who said that and give them, you know, thank them for that, because I honestly hadn't thought about that. I should have said that earlier on in the video. Yeah, they wouldn't really sell anything. I've actually got this. Some of the components I could actually use. Like we were talking about this as well, Knowledge. We could, you know, you could build a PC. Now, there's a part of me that thinks I'd be building a PC just for the sake of building a PC. But I've got 4 4GB sticks. So if I kept one motherboard, there's 16 GB of RAM right there. You know, put in 1 or 2 GPUs, I've got a beast of a machine that I could use downstairs. An absolute beast. I could set up a little table and then I could work downstairs. Which I'm not saying that's what I want to do, but it's certainly an option. And I've got some of the M2 cards as well. You know, there's 2 hard drives. There's one for the operating system, one for storage, and then hook up a hard drive or something as well. Sega's saying I would rather mine with RX 580s forever. AMD forever. How about waiting for the new 2080 benchmarks? I believe it'll be a disappointing 25% performance increase. I think you could be right, Daya. I think it, you know, if you look at performance, it's probably going to be like a 30% boost, but they're asking for like 70% more money. So I don't think, the thing is, I don't think GPUs are going to drop by a huge amount. I don't think they're going to drop by a huge amount. But my friend Mark messaged today. Now he's been selling 1060s. He's not sold any of his other cards. He's got a 1070. He's got 1070 Ti's, 1080s, 1080 Ti's, and he says one of his 1070 Ti's has died, so he needs to actually return it. You know, RMA it, return it, and try and get a new one back. But he sent me a message saying, "Oh no, I'm losing 5 pence per day." And he's like, "Kevin, sell all your cards now." He's actually sent this after I did the video, but it is quite telling that he loses a 1070 Ti and he's losing 5 pence per day, which is like 7 cents. Imagine a 1080 Ti performing same as 2080. I think the original rumors of the 2080 was it was going to be 20% more powerful, but I don't know how realistic those early ones are. I did a video a few months ago and it was about the 2080, and I looked at some of these news articles, you know, all these rumors about what the effective hash rate will be. But those rumors, those articles said it was going to be 180 watts. When it's not, the 2080's actually come out and it's 225 watts. So the 2080 requires a lot more power than they said it would. I'm right on that, Anna. I think I'm right on that. It's I think the cards are, you know, more expensive. More expensive. They draw a lot more power. I think they're 225. So if they got the power wrong, they could have got the efficiency wrong. So yeah, there's nothing there as yet that confirms that a 2080 is going to be offer a higher hash rate than a 1080 Ti. No, this pay-as-you-go electricity, disastrously expensive. I think they put it in a lot of houses for people that are maybe struggling with money, I think. Joseph said, my $100 Bitcoin coupon really helped with my order. Got it for $800 including shipping rather than $900. Joseph, how much is the shipping for like a Z9 Mini if you order? Is it like $50 or something? Is that what you're saying? It's $850 then $50 $50 for delivery. Thanks, Marcius. Thanks. If I sell my GPUs, I'd actually be able to move some of my GPUs around and put some of the GPUs into the other rigs and free up a power supply. That's one option that I've got. That would probably save me some electricity doing that as well. Trump's tariffs added 25% on it. Right. I saw some people talking about that. Joseph saying if you look at the Bitcoin chart, it appears the drops are becoming further apart and less serious each time. Looks like the downtrend might be coming to the end. Get some AKA Masternode pal. What's AKA? Is that a chroma? Thoughts on the ETH reward going to 2 ETH per block? I've just kind of touched upon it. I read one article about it, talking about it, but when I was reading about the article, the stream was still going on live, so I didn't, I've not seen any summaries about it. It's not going to directly affect me. I've got like $50 in Ethereum, so it's not going to directly affect me. They're 12 volts at 514 watts each. Right, okay, is that the servers? I saw a lot of people were buying server PSUs before. Well, yeah, well, Frankie, basically right now I've got 3, all the 1060s I've got are in 3 rigs, but I've got a 4th rig that's got 1080 Ti's, which performs better than the other rigs. Cryptoland, I told you to sell 2 weeks before and buy Tron, Elastos, Cardano, Nano. If we have another dip in next week's, it'll be another chance. I've really got no interest in Tron, if I'm honest. I don't know too much about the other coins. I know Nano because of Nanix. A multimedia HTPC. To be honest, I don't think that's something I would need, because I stream through my PlayStation, play Amazon and Netflix through my PlayStation. But I've got a laptop downstairs, but another, a desktop computer downstairs would be good as well. Obviously I work online, so extra computers for me to do some video editing would be good. Plus some days I don't want to sit in the office. It'd be, more chilled sitting downstairs. Until when can we use 3 GB cards in Linux for Ethereum? Yeah, EVGA power supplies as well. I've got a 10-year warranty, so yeah, I'm happy to keep them just now. 20x cards for mining, no thanks. If you look at the new prices of GPUs, they've barely dropped at all. It's just used prices have gone down because of the fire sales from miners. I think there's a bit of panic selling as well. I think some people probably think I'm panic selling. How ironic, one of the stickers has actually popped out there. I think some people are panic selling, but my friend Mark was saying that he's been looking and there hasn't been much more, people selling GPUs. It's not like, there's like an avalanche of people selling graphics cards. I don't think it's as bad as people made it out to be. 20 series is a higher total power draw TDP. My shipping. Alright, okay. Joseph is saying the shipping was $55 for the Z9 Mini. Right, so you're talking $905 minus what you get for a coupon. I assume you can only use one coupon. You're not allowed to use multiple coupons. Plus VAT and import duties. What did you get? Did anyone order to the UK? What did they get charged? Or is it a lottery? I ordered a Chinese phone and they said they would mark it as gift and all that, and I still had to pay custom tax, which wasn't a lot. It wasn't an expensive phone. Necrobus has sold all his 1060s as well. Daya saying, I listened to Adored TV analysis. I think 2080 will be a maximum 5% faster, if not equal to 1080 Ti. And 2080 now pre-order on Amazon going for $840 US. A chroma. Right, okay. Knowledge says his 1060s are selling for about £15 less than when he bought them. No problem, Frankie. Go and get it. Good luck, I gotta go. Going to get papers, get the papers. GPU mining is dead. Wait until the ASICs come in September. I don't think it's dead, but I do think GPU mining will become more of a niche thing. And there will be specific coins that say we are a CPU or a GPU mining coin only. There was a coin that someone put forward for I don't know if I'm allowed to share that actually for safe trade, but anyway, it's a Kryptonite coin, so it's CPU and GPU only. Knowledge saying not an avalanche, but now there's probably enough or slightly more supply to demand. Early in the year, demand outstripped supply. Oof, yeah, at the start of the year. Oof. What would you say your top 3 Masternode coins to invest in would be? I don't know if I'm the person to ask Sups, if I'm honest. Dash. But is Dash not like $200,000 to invest in? In the short term, I'd like a Zencash Horizon node. I'm going to have a Safecoin node when they start up. Zellcash, if I had the funds, I wouldn't mind getting a Zellcash node at one point as well. Spread my risk a little bit, and you know, for a few different coins. I've got an Ether 1 node. I wouldn't mind a larger one. Yeah, we'll see what happens. No US import duties on all 9 of my units. Ah, nice. You were lucky. Nollis ordered a Chinese phone, but he couldn't understand it because it came in Mandarin and he only speaks Cantonese. What's Marcius? What's the prices like in the USA for used GPUs? Is it kind of crazy, or is it still expensive? Is there some bargains? Mr. X, no, I'm not selling on eBay. Not going near eBay. Not at all. I'm not going near PayPal either. If I can't get it sold on the tech discussion forum, I'll just trade them in. I'll trade them in and I'll use the money. You know, if I sold half of them to people on the forum and the other half I just sold to CEX, I could sell some of the vouchers, but I could also use some of the vouchers to buy some audio equipment, and I can buy some cameras. Because, hey, this YouTube stuff ain't cheap. I'm running at a total loss on YouTube as well, not just the mining. YouTube's expensive as well. Yeah, Red Fox Crypto's right. It's a game of cat and mouse, but I do think it is becoming more of a niche thing. The cards you have list for just over $300 US. Is that right? Marcius, were you saying that my cards don't sell in the USA? Is that right? I'll bring up. See if I can get the cards to show you the one I've got. So this is the card that I've got. See this one here, and you can see it sells for £240 now. Someone actually posted, said, you're charging too much. I'm selling mine for €150. And then they noted that they're selling the 3GB version. And as you can see, selling at €150 when it's 180 new isn't as much as a bargain. But yeah, the one that I'm selling is 240 new. That's a different one. So it's this one. I don't know if this is in the USA or not. There's the specs. I'll post the specs for you, Marcius, if you want to have a look at it. I don't... To be honest, it is a basic model. I'm not gonna lie to anyone about that. It's the... What's the worst one? Hynix. It's got the Hynix memory. So, it's got the kind of worst memory. So, for Ethereum, I think I've got it at like 18 or 19. 18 and a half, 19. I mean, they've done well for me. I can't complain about them, you know. I'm not going to criticise them in that regard. But, thing is, there's an actual graphics card. Look at that. Maximum resolution. 7680 times... So, what's that? That's like... Is that 3 different monitors? 3 monitors you can get from that. 60 Hz. It's actually a good little card. That card on its own would be good enough for me to stream on YouTube. So it is a good little card in that regard. Zero Cool said, I recently sold AMD cards on eBay with no problem. The thing is, I don't think selling is a problem on eBay. I would get more money selling on eBay. It is the potential to be screwed over later. And there's always a high risk of that happening. There really is a high risk of that happening. It happened a few times to me. I got screwed over. Where's my... Oh, it's downstairs. See the video the video that I actually did about selling my GPUs. I recorded that on my GoPro 6. Okay, Mazabiro, thanks for watching, mate. It was good to see you again. Time to get back to work, mate. You've been on your holiday too much. The video I recorded earlier was actually recorded on my GoPro Hero 6. Now, the first action camera I bought it in South America 6 years ago, and I bought it from the Sony shop in Bogota. And I bought the Sony action camera. It was a great little camera, but I sold it to someone, and the guy was telling me he was going to use it in his motorbike to record videos. And a few days after he got it, he said, "Oh, you delivered it smashed." I'm like, right, okay. suspicious. But he returned it. Have to give him a full refund. And there's been lots of times that's happened. My ex-girlfriend sold her phone. 3 or 4 months later, this Sony phone that she sold, the guy says, I can't get the light to turn off. I can't get the light to turn off. He sent it back. The money automatically came out her account. She didn't have the money in that account there. And when they sent the phone back, I was like that. Boom, turned off the light. But they gave him a full refund. And the guy had the cheek to ask for the return money. And because he'd put on like a little screen protector, he wanted us to pay for that as well. And this is like 4 months after he, had been using the phone. And that's a phone. Can you imagine what it'd be like with a graphics card? And then all of a sudden someone realizes they're not making the money that they thought they would with mining. Or perhaps they want to buy a different mining card and they start thinking, hey, I could just refund this. I could just say it's broken and send it back. And it's not even like, would you like to send it back? PayPal just say, no, you're sending it back. They take the money directly out your account, and all of a sudden, you've got a card and you have to sell it again. This guy's been mining with it, for a few months. So I'm not selling via eBay, and I'm not selling and accepting any money from PayPal. As I said, I would rather just sell to somewhere like CEX where they give you the money and that's it. Transaction done, I move on. I'd rather have your USB mic, to be honest. What mic are you talking about, Marcius? This one isn't. This one's, you can see it's XLR. Yeah, eBay take a big cut as well. But even it's not even just the fees. I mean, the fees are ridiculous. But my rule is I use PayPal a lot when I'm buying from a retailer, because I do realize that as a buyer, you have a lot of protection. As a seller, you have got no rights. No rights at all. No rights at all. And that's the reality of it. So I wouldn't sell anything of value. I'd sell books. What's the risk of someone returning a book? It's very low. I'd sell things like that. Cheap keyboards. Anything under like 20, 30 pounds, I think you're okay. But when you start going into the 50, 100, 200, 300, 500 mark, people start to become scumbags. Or at least a percentage of them do. And they'll return something months later just because they want something else. I see this as well. People do that with Amazon, where they go, I'll just return it later if I don't want it, and you're like, that's not how this is supposed to work. Di says, I use an empty bank account for eBay. But if they do that, is there not a risk that you'll be overdrawn in that account because they can still take money out your account? James E, welcome to the stream, mate. He's saying the 1066GB is an excellent 1080p 55 to 60 frames per second gaming card, sitting slightly above the RX 570. They will sell currently for £140 to £180. Are there any local computer fairs happening? A deal could be done. Yeah, I never even thought about that, James. That's a good idea. And I could maybe go to a local gaming shop and see if they would buy it. The review I did a few days ago on your new one. Oh, you're talking about the... Back to front. Are you talking about this one, Marcius? This audio interface? You talk about that? Is that the one you're talking about? I'm not sure if that's the one you talk about. You said microphone. That's an audio interface, not a microphone, by the way. But it is USB. Hey, Flood of Sins. Welcome to the stream, mate. What was it you were talking about, Marcy's? What mic were you talking about? A day or two before the mic itself. I need to think what I was actually posting about. A USB mic? I don't think it was USB. I don't think it was. Hey, hold on. I need to actually I'm gonna check this out. What the hell did I post? What the hell did I post? Right. Oh, the Blue Yeti Nano. The Blue Yeti Nano. Right, sorry, Marcis. Yeah, the Blue Yeti Nano. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So basically, I've got another YouTube channel, guys, and I did a video about. Is it loading up? Yeah, it's loading up. I did a video about a new microphone. I've got a microphone down the stairs called the Blue Yeti. It's not something I can use in this room because it's a condenser mic, and it would pick up all the noise from the background, all the, well, ironically from my GPUs. Number sign, what's that going on there? Yeah, it picks up all the background sound from that. But even if I was, you know, even if those rigs weren't there, if I was typing away, making noise, it would bring up, you know, it would take up a lot of the noise. It's not so bad sitting in a quiet environment if you're using that microphone. It is a really good mic, but I prefer dynamic mics for things like that. Yeah, looks like, I don't know why this isn't loading up actually. Is it their website or what? Come on, load up. Their website does seem to be slow actually. It does seem to be slow. But yeah. Let's go to Amazon, sort this out. Yeti Nano. Why the hell is this not coming up? What is going on here? There we go, there we go. So this is the one that Marcy's is talking about. This one, this is a new USB microphone. Very, very nice design. It's one of those things, you know, a part of me is tempted to buy it just to try it out, but I have absolutely zero need for it. I've got this one. Now this one is a lot bigger. This one is a smaller version of it. It's got a slightly higher bit rate, but it's less versatile as far as the modes go. But it's really, really cool microphone. Zero Cool says he always requires buyers to have over 20 feedback, and I've been lucky with that approach. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's one of those things. Maybe, you know, maybe if I was, maybe if I adopted a kind of strict policy like that, it would be, you know, less risky. I don't know what my 1060 is selling at right now, but I don't know. I like the idea of selling it and then that's it. I move on with my life. I don't have to worry about this later on coming back to bite me. Yeah, I remember you sounded good on the stream last week. There was no problems there. Yeah, I can give you 24 GPUs for your birthday, Flood of Sins. Sent with love. Why don't you do some more videos then, Marcius? Why don't you do some YouTube videos? I think we need more people doing YouTube videos about crypto, especially someone like yourself who obviously knows a lot about it. Yeah, you make a good point in all this. I think PayPal and eBay have kind of split ways. I don't think PayPal is the official payment provider anymore because the company split up, it's divided, and I think they're adopting a different payment processor. I think. I do know this is to be the case. I can't remember the exact terms or the exact exact payment processor they're going to use. Go for it, Marcius. Go for it. Go for it. Definitely go for it. I would encourage you. I was saying to Norlis to do the same. If either of you guys, you know, you want to do that, if you want to set up a crypto YouTube channel, even if it's from your phone, but if you've got good microphones, you know, obviously you can do it a little bit better. If any of you guys want to do that, you're welcome to come on to the stream. I'd be happy to jump onto one of your videos, and we could do some chats. Happy to do that. Happy to bring you on and, you know, encourage people to sign up for your channel because I'm sure your content will be good. I thought you were a good laugh the other week. Ah, you still have to accept PayPal as far as I know. Ah, right. So you have to kind of default to that. Yeah, it's one of those things. But I'm going to avoid that anyway. I'll see how I go over the next few days. If I can't get the cards sold, I'll review my options, but I'll probably trade them in. Do you sell or hodl mine coins? I generally mine coins to hodl. Generally, nearly all the coins I've mined them to do that. Zero Cool Live, an RX 570 8GB that's 2 months old. I may trade it out for NVIDIA. I'm sure shipping would be a bit pricey though. Well, I looked in it. I think it was like $27 or £21, I think. If you've got the time, Marcius, if you've got the time, why don't you do it? It's not like you have to go crazy though. It's not like if you've got a USB mic or you're thinking about buying one, and if you've got a webcam or a half decent camera, even if it's just your phone just now, if you've got that, throw up a few videos, and then try and get some subscribers, and then just take it from there. It's not like you need to go out and invest thousands of dollars right away. Yeah, just do some videos and test the waters if you're still not 100% sure. But I know that when you were on my stream the other week, Marcius, I know that when you were on my stream the other week, a lot of people really enjoyed you chatting. I think they all enjoyed your viewpoint. And this is the thing, that I myself, I like watching a lot of different people for lots of different reasons. And I like different personalities and I like different opinions and all that. I'd always encourage, if one of you guys that want to get into cryptocurrency, into YouTubing, I'd always encourage you to do it. Don't get me wrong, none of us are going to become millionaires out of this. But it can be rewarding. If you forget the trolls, forget the crazy idiots and all the spammers, there's a lot of good people out there. And you connect with a lot of good people. And that's what I've always, that's always been the main focus. Yes, I'd like to, make money from my YouTube channel and all that. But I think what I'm hoping for with my YouTube channel is to make connections, share something I'm interested in, and I know down the line it will open doors. I don't know what doors they will be, but yeah. No, let's say they have a fat one out of them within 2 months. I've did that as well. I've pissed off a lot of people, but thanks, Di. Yeah, Marcius was great. We should really do a live stream one day. Maybe not tonight, just because it's 10 to 11 at night. But well, I mean, we could always do a live stream with Norlis, with Marcius, and get 4 or 5 of us in. Do like a chat. Do a video, Marcius. See how it goes. Do a video and see how it goes. Yeah. Nothing to lose. God, if you really don't like it, just don't do any more, or you can go back and delete your videos or do whatever. But I thought you came across as a natural in the YouTube channel, in the stream. I thought you did well. I don't think you were like nervous or anything. You were just yourself. You were entertaining, and you obviously know a lot about this, which is entertainment and knowing a lot about crypto. So I think a lot of people would like your channel. I've been saying that to Norlis as well. Yeah, Norlis, definitely get involved. James E says, list on eBay on a buy it now auction, local pickup only, cash on collection. Yeah, that's one option as well. Like someone was saying do Gumtree, but I've been reluctant to do Gumtree because I've been with Gumtree, man, see the amount of idiots you get in Gumtree and they just waste your time. But I'm not ruling that out. Local pickup, cash on collection, and just see what happens. See what what comes up. That's a good suggestion, James. What do you think you would focus on, Marcius, if you launched your own channel? What do you think you'd focus on? Like obviously cryptocurrency, but what are you going to focus on? Mining or trading? Or think, know what to do. Just think of a couple of videos ideas. Like think of like 3 or 4 video ideas, and think of how you would film them, and then sit down and have a think about how you would do it all. That's a good suggestion, Di. Yeah, I'd be happy to do that. If Norlis, Marcius, if any, I think, without being, I can't say this without being too cheesy, but I think when you get to a certain point, it's good to give back. But I've never understood this. A lot of people said, is it okay to talk about this guy's YouTube channel? I'm like, yeah, why wouldn't you? Just you know, share the link. I don't care. It's like, it's not like I think you guys only subscribe to one YouTube channel. But, you know, I'm all for the more the merrier. At least, you know, without being too rude, but fuck all the shill guys. Fuck all the guys that just sell out and, you know, they're just shelling coins and, you know, every week's a different ICO. I've got no time for those guys, but I'd say most of the people watching my channel are legit. They're miners. They're honest guys. They're people that are helping out in Discord channels and they're just being friendly. And I think if I can help out good people and help them with their YouTube channel, I should. And even, you know, even if from a selfish point of view, it's like pay it forward. You know, this kind of stuff comes back to you and it's all good. More connections and all that. Don't sell before the bull market, Kev. Well, I'll see what happens. I'm not getting out of cryptocurrency. Don't worry. I'm not exiting cryptocurrency. That's very true. That's very true in prison. Sorry, I missed a few comments here. Jared Robertson. Some people have the vision of crypto and blockchain. Some just for the money. Thank you for the great content. Oh, thanks, mate. Thanks, mate. I didn't know what I really should have read that whole comment. I didn't realise that was you just saying thanks. Yeah, it's one of those things, Joseph. I probably could find some buyers on Gumtree, but I've had a couple of bad experiences with listing things and people just asking questions and then they don't reply. And I'd someone else that was a scam, clearly a scam. I don't know what they were trying to do, but they were lying and then they deleted their account. Yeah, well, the thing is as well, you know, you don't know. I think there's more benefit from me helping other people and partnering with other people and helping them move forward. I have no doubt that if I help Marcius and Nollis and a few others who watch my channel, if I help them start their own cryptocurrency channel, one of these guys is going to end up with 2 or 3 times the subscribers that I have. But that's good, because now I've got a channel I can go and I can jump on and promote my show. But you know what I mean? It's all good. You know, it's all connections and all that. You know, this is what I'm thinking long term as well. I'd like to start getting involved within the next year and start going to conferences and just. I think you make more connections and you get further in life, certainly in the YouTube world, by being friendly and just helping people, than you do with, you know, a one-man gang where you're trying to not help anyone or pay it forward. Quantify mining. What do you have in mind, mate? Oh, thanks, mate. I just saw your comment. You said you can't leave now. Bumtree. A business opportunity. Those builders never are overseen by what they did to contribute. Yeah, send me a message. I'll have a look at the website or what you want me to check out. Yeah, I think the next halving is 2020, isn't it? I saw a few people talking about that. Well, that's another way to do it. the Discord king. What's Whalepool? Marcy's thinking many of us are just going to be loaded by the end of this month and about to go nuts by the end of the year. That's just me. Maybe I should start doing some videos about that, and I'll start saying, I predict Bitcoin will be this. I'll predict, and I can do one for You know, I predict Bitcoin will be 10,000 by October, and I'll do one for every price point and every month, and then I can just go back and delete them all, and then I can just show the ones that are correct. I don't think anyone would notice. Whale pool. Right, I need to Google whale pool now. That's 2 people that have talked about it. Die and Daya. Whale pool. What is that, a YouTube channel? No, I've not heard of it. Is it looks like a YouTube channel, but right, okay, right. So it's one of those technical analysis channels. Well, they're live just now. I mean, I don't really know much about technical analysis. It looks like just people drawing lines to me. I just don't know enough about it. Knowledge is saying, if you can look at Knowledge's comments, he's saying the PSA1. He's talking about this. See this arm? This thing moving about. This is the Rode PSA1. And it's fantastic. If I've got a YouTube channel. First time I bought something like this, I bought the cheap one. I bought the £10 one, the cheap one, the cheap-ass one from China. And I used it for, you know, like half a year or a year, and then I upgraded. I should have just bought this one from the start. It's fantastic. I've actually got 2 of them. I've got another one downstairs, but Knowledge picked up one for himself. This thing still works exactly. You know, it's not like it's got any wear and tear and it doesn't last for a long time. It still works the exact same way as it did when I bought it. Litecoin was up 8%. Some kind of live trading. It's silent as well, is it? Mitch Ray for technical analysis. I'm not going to sit here and criticise anyone that does technical analysis. You know, I think, you know, I just don't know enough about it to criticise it. I probably couldn't tell someone who's good at it and who's bad because I don't know enough about it. Oh, don't talk about Dogecoin. Knowledge isn't going to be happy at you. Sorry, mate. I think I'm not a big fan of people that then say, I told you about this. You know, it's something you see tabloid newspapers, certainly in the UK. They'll say, we told you about this. We told you this footballer would sign. We told you this politician would do this. But they only tell you the ones that they got right. They don't tell you the 99 that they got wrong. And I always think about that as well with YouTubers and anyone in social media talking about technical analysis. They'll say, you know, and they'll quote themselves some months ago. They'll, you know, quote a video or they'll quote a tweet or they'll quote something. They'll say, I told you it was going to go there. Trying to validate that they know what was going to happen and forgetting all the other 99 times that they didn't know what was happening. They got things wrong. So, yeah, so I don't know. I've got a healthy skepticism of things like that, but I don't really know much about it to criticise either. Nobody mentioned HashFlare. Yeah, I mean that's the broken clocks are always right twice a day. Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing. I've never wanted that channel. I think I've always wanted, well, and I never want to be like that. I'd always want to be someone that puts my hand up when I get, you know, when I'm wrong, because I will be wrong. I'm going to be wrong a lot of the time. I think most people, if you're objective, you will be wrong. You're going to be wrong a lot of the time. I don't understand these people that try and project like they're perfect and they know everything. You don't know everything. No one knows everything. And if you look at most people at the top of their field, they don't normally talk like that. They normally ask questions more than anything else. How much are you use 1060s going for? I'm trying to sell them at 10. I'm trying to sell them at £160 in the UK, which is kind of a decent price point. I'm not taking the piss, and that includes delivery. So I'll walk out with just under 150. But if I can't get that, I might trade them into CEX because I can get 153 trade in, so I can just trade them in. Hey Roderick. Dyer says that he spent 8 months programming it and proved mathematically and logically that on more than 50 instruments, all technical analysis teachings are pure nonsense. There seems to be a lot of money in doing that, though. There's a lot of money in telling people the way that it's going to go. Yeah, there isn't really any competition in the UK and all this. I think, you know, we talked about this earlier. We've got like cash converters and things like that, but they don't really have any, you know, constant stock. It's just erratic what they sell, and their online system isn't really good. The one thing about CEX is got, you know, it's far from perfect. It's, you know, there's a lot of things I hate about it, but they do get a lot of stock and they do sell a lot of, you know, it is the place to sell. Check out, it's a proof of stake masternode coin. I'm not a massive fan of proof of stake only masternode coins, if I'm honest. I'm just not a big fan of them. I prefer proof of work coins, if I'm honest. Most of the proof of stake ones that I saw on Bitcoin Talk, they all look quite scammy. Though I'm not saying this coin is, I'm just saying I'm not a big fan of them. Yeah, it's not too bad, Jim. I'm not, you know, it's not a bargain basement price, but it seems like the current value, I think. £160. Yeah, well, this is the thing. A lot of people, steel horses. A lot of people forgot about that I have mine for 6 months, and I've, you know, and yes, I'm selling at like, you know, maybe even more than 40% than what I've, you know, what I bought them for. But, you know, think of all the coins I've got and how many coins I've mined since then. Hi, Michael. I haven't sold yet, but I'm looking to sell my 1060s. Now, at the moment, I'm not selling my 1080 Ti's. I'm going to review that after I've sold the 1060s. But right now, I'm going to maybe look into... I posted a listing to sell my 1060s on a tech forum. Yeah, I know, Di. I know. This is the thing. I mean, you can look at facts and you can look at news and all that, but as far as knowing exactly what's going to happen, yeah, there's a lot of people saying, you know, a lot of people projecting themselves to be better than, you know, to know more than what they do. What am I replacing them with? Nothing. I'm going to just sell them. I just think it's the right time to sell. I'm not making a lot of money just now, but I think I can put the cards... You know, I've got some things I need to pay. You know, different things as well. And I'm trying to sell some other things as well. I'm trying to have a clear out and to try and... I've got a lot of things that take my time up. And I'm trying to streamline that. And, you know, as I said... It wasn't just the money. This, you know, this is one of the things that I was wanting to stress in that video earlier. I'm not sure if I stressed it enough, but deciding to sell my 1060s wasn't just about money. It was also about time. And there's been, you know, this was why I thought about selling in June, because the Windows was playing up a lot. The rigs were going down a lot because of Windows Defender, and I started thinking, like, I'm wasting way too much time on this. I'm making pretty much no money from mining on a day-to-day basis, not anything significant, and I'm spending hours tweaking GPU rigs instead of working. I could just be working and, you know, doing things online, you know, website stuff, boring stuff, but I could be doing that and just buying the coins rather than wasting my time. Something that I do kind of enjoy in a way, in a weird way, but it was draining my time. And whenever my rigs, you know, my rigs do kind of run themselves now. I don't have to worry about them too much, but last night, for example, my rigs went down for a few hours, and I have to think about that. You know, you have to think of the time that you waste on it as well. But I'm on that note, I've got loads of old websites I need to sell, and I'm going to try and sell them, reduce my hosting setup and all that as well. This is something I've been needing to do for a long time. It's just from time to time those old websites take up a little bit of my time with updates and security checks and all this. And I wasted like a day or so fixing server issues and sitting in sitting in Linux and doing all these commands to find out files I can delete. And I'm like, you know what, I need to streamline this. I need to remove all the stuff that's non-essential, that isn't going to be part of my future, get rid of it, make a loss in some of these websites, but sell them and move on. And I've been thinking about that with the 1080, with the 1060s as well, that I need to kind of reduce my investment in the mining thing, you know, especially when it's not giving me a great return. About to go masternode. Ah, right, okay. Michael sold his rigs back in March. Yeah, I've got the Asus Strix Overclock Edition, so they still sell for like £850. Die, all those technical analysis people sell courses to people. They probably make a lot of money from it as well. I want those EVGAs. Are you looking to buy more cards, Marcius? Like, you know, not just from myself, but from anyone. Are you looking to buy more cards? Probably a lot of people in the UK that could sell you some cards at a good price. Norlis is also selling two 1060s and a 1050 Ti. If anyone wants that, I can pass on the details if Norlis wants me to post them. Don't worry too much, Jim. This was a personal decision for me to sell. I wouldn't worry too much. Oh, I saw something about Bitcoin interest. Are they not? Is it not with Minority or something they're working with? Trying to pin down some Evca 1080 Ti's. My friend's got EVGA. I called them Evca there. My friend's got EVGA 1080 Ti's. But all mines are the same model. All mines are exactly the same. All of mines are all 1080 Ti's. That Bitcoin interest, I've looked at Bitcoin interest before, just look at the website and the white paper, but I don't know too much about the project. What's the going rate, Marcius, for an EVGA 1080 Ti in America, like used? What's the going rate? Being serious, Marcius, if you want a specific EVGA 1080 Ti, my friend would sell them. I think he's got EVGA 1080 Ti's. If you want, I can pass on the details. He's on Discord. If you'd want to, something like $700 plus. Hold on now. I could maybe even find out online. I want to send him a message and see what he says. Let's hope he's not got a social life like me. Sitting in on a Saturday night. I'm seeing my friends tomorrow for the football anyway, so I don't mind sitting in. Chatting to you guys. Depends on the model. I think he's got a good one. I think it's the triple fan one, but I'll check. Aces strikes. These are the 1080 Ti's I've got. Those are the 1080 Ti's I've got. Yeah, that's the reason my friend went with EVGA as well. In fact, when I was looking at the Asus ones, he's like, no, I'm definitely buying EVGA. He's like, because their return policy is amazing. In fact, with his 1070 Ti, he says, I'm sure they just replace it and they send you like a brand new card. So, in hindsight, maybe I should have bought an EVGA card. But he swears by them. He does swear by them. He always buys with them. But I don't know how that works internationally. I don't know. I don't know if, if it was a problem with it, you'd have to ship it to the UK. I don't know how that works. Hey, Chaos. Those are the newer ICX models. Yeah, they're good cards. Oof, I thought I'd closed that window. I don't know what they are in America. No, they're still quite expensive. Are they selling? Nah, I don't think they're selling on Amazon.com anyway. I always like the design of the MSI armor ones, you know, with the red and the black. Yeah, Marcy said the same. If you're mining Ethereum, you can't beat the ASIC miner for its price. What's the name of the ASIC miner? You talk about the Bitmain one? The Bitmain ASIC miner or what? E3. Ah, right, okay. Always forget the naming. You know, the Bitmain E3. What is that? That's the one that's 190 watts, isn't it? 100 no, 180. 100 not watts, sorry, mega hashes. 190 mega hashes. I know it's I'm sure it is. 180 190 mega hashes. How close is my aim? Total hash rate 220. Ah, I was way off. Samsonite. Yeah, I think there's another one coming out by another company. I can't remember if it was in Silicon. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. What do you think happens to Ethereum? What do you think happens to Ethereum when, you know, the block reward changes to 2 and it goes proof of stake or whatever? Vitalik is burying Ethereum. He's quite he's a very, very intelligent guy without doubt, but he's obviously he's quite, he doesn't seem to shift much on his opinion on different things. He seems quite fixed in certain things. I don't know. I get the impression he doesn't mix well with others at conferences and things like that. But he's a very intelligent guy. $190 mega hash per second there. I thought that as well, but that's saying different. Was I looking at the wrong thing? Oh, I was looking at the wrong thing. Ah, right, so I was right. I was right. 190. What the hell was I looking at? Yeah, 190. I got it right. I must have went to a different miner. I'm sure Ethereum has been talking about proof of stake for about a year or so. But it's a big project. It is a big project. Let's see. Nope. They didn't fork away from ASICs and now are turning their stance on whether they will or not. I don't think ASICs are a big problem for Ethereum right now, because if you actually look at the price of an Antminer E3, you could actually get, you know, a little bit less than that, but you could probably get GPUs that give you a similar hash rate or thereabouts for not that much more money, and you would also have a resale value. But it wasn't like Equihash. You know, like Equihash, the miner come out and you've got an $850 device now, an $850 ASIC miner that can do more than, you know, like 20 1080 Ti's. The Ethereum ASIC miner was ridiculous how much, you know, different it was. But with 8hash, it doesn't, you know, it wasn't really a game changer. But that could change in the future. No problem, Joseph. Thanks for dropping by. Ethereum Classic is a good coin, Dai. I don't know too much about it, but you know, everyone I've spoken with said it's a good project. So I'll go with what they're saying. Hey, Crypto North. How you doing, mate? Have to wait for the burn in October. Jerry Lab, yeah, I think that's the way they've taken it, is that it was only 190 mega hashes, so it's yeah, maybe it isn't that much of a, it's not much of a risk. It doesn't damage the community. It's not, it'd be different if it came out and it was like 2,000 mega hashes or something like that, because Ethereum has a huge number of GPU miners that are on the network. Marcy's is saying, hey, ASICs are great for Ethereum. It's the fact that most of us old miners get into Ethereum because we're never going to support ASICs, and now they're backstepping that stance. Same with Equihash. I think that's why there was a bit of a backlash the other day with a Horizon stance and on not to fork, because every single coin that launched on Equihash said that we've chosen the Equihash, we've chosen the Equihash algorithm, we've chosen ZK Snarks because it's privacy, you know, it offers privacy, but also because it's ASIC resistant. And yet, when an ASIC resistant miner, when an ASIC miner came out, lots of these coins, obviously, you know, they've had a team meeting and said, hey, this could be good. This could be good. I think it's dangerous. I think it's dangerous to have a point of view that you don't really have. I think, you know, what ASIC miners has done, if you look at it this year, what ASIC miners done has show who has conviction in what they've been saying. So we've seen a lot of teams who have used we are ASIC resistant in their marketing, you know, and their white paper and all that, and they've said we are ASIC resistant, you know, this is a little tick, we protect, you know, we are for GPU miners. And yet when an ASIC miner you know, is released, they've said, well, you know, the security issues, we need to think about this, we need to think about that, and they haven't forked. But for a lot of coins, that has backfired. But for certain projects, I think it's hurt them. I think Bitcoin Private has been hurt by not remaining a GPU coin. I think Horizon and Zcash are big enough that they can go ASIC. If I'm honest, I think they're fine. I've not been following the... I should really be following the Ethereum price. No, well, Ethereum's actually went up slightly recently. 4.91%. Let's see what's went up against Bitcoin. Look at that. Sorry, Nollis. Sorry. Even Verge's went up as well. Oh, that was because of the Yahoo app thing, wasn't it? ARChain. Look at that. Moon, baby. Digibyte as well. I really should get more Digibyte. James E. saying Zen Horizon will regret their stance looking after the board members who have Z9s. I don't think it's necessarily about the board members. I don't think it's about the board members. I don't think, you know, I think those people, if you look at the team, I'm sure those guys are rich enough to not care about it. And, you know, I don't think they have the time or the energy to sit all day. You know, it's not like these guys run and maintain mining farms. So I don't think they really care about that. But they're obviously thinking about security and hash rate and the benefits of ASICs. And they've decided to go down that road. I like the project. I like the guys in the team. They all come across as really nice people and they're professional, which is why I like the project. But I do think there's obviously a very vocal part of that community that feels left out, like they weren't, you know, they weren't really spoken with about the decision to remain on ASICs. What coin are you talking about there, Roger? Are you talking about Horizon? Or are you talking about Ethereum? Talk about Ethereum contract. JRLab saying the issue is not ASICs, the issue is who's creating the ASICs. If Intel, Nvidia, AMD, etc. sold ASICs, it would be fine. Very, very good point. The thing is as well, you're right, this is the main concern right now, the fact that Bitmain is the main company making them. There are other companies making ASIC miners. But see, when you actually see the ones that they're selling, they're not as efficient. They're not, the hash rates don't seem to be as good. I think in Silicon have dropped the price of their Equihash one, but before that it was much more expensive. And this is why the kind of the argument that ASIC miners are more efficient doesn't really stand up, because if we do see ASIC miners coming out and they're being released by Nvidia, by AMD, by say Asus, or by EVGA, Microsoft, whoever, if all these companies started selling ASIC mining machines, then we'd all sell our GPUs, we'd all buy these ASIC mining machines, and you still got the same number of people with the same number of ASIC mining machines, and you've just replaced GPUs with ASIC mining machines. Total electricity is probably going to be the same. Bisquero said, I think selling cars and investing in a masternode, buying coins, is a smart move right now. That is something I'd consider doing, and I think, yeah, if I could get some coins, and if I could even invest $1,000 or $2 into masternodes, and then maybe keep some of the other in fiat. But I think if I could, get a Zencash node, maybe get one other node, one other masternode somewhere, and then maybe buy a Z9 Mini or look at some other cards, or I think masternodes are a good shout right now. Steel Horsey said Rolf is a farm. Oh, I didn't know that. So is he not a GPU miner, or has he switched to Z9s? Stock Nate said that team members have sunk, had far more sunk costs into GPUs. The Raven wallet is not sinking. Should I keep mining? Will my coins show up eventually? Yeah, your coins should be okay. If it's just a syncing issue, it should be okay. It's not like you're syncing to like another fork or anything like that. I think it should be okay. The binding agreement is in the white paper's intentions. You're talking about the projects who initially agreed to stay ASIC resistant and failed to comply later down the line. The thing is, Roderick, a white paper is it a contract? I look at a roadmap and a website and a white paper. It's almost like a politician telling you, well, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. But like all politicians, a lot of these coins aren't actually going to follow through with what they promised in the roadmap, or they'll change the roadmap, or they'll change the white paper. And like, how many version 2 and 3s have we seen of white papers? Which is not necessarily a bad thing, because you have to be fluid, you have to be ready to adapt, so that's not always a bad thing. But I don't remember Zencash ever being super strongly saying we're the anti ASIC coin, we're the ASIC resistant coin. I don't think they really heavily used it in their marketing, but some other coins did, and then didn't actually do anything when ASIC miner came out. Marcy's has sold 80% in week 2 of December 2017. Wow. You did well, mate. You should definitely start a YouTube channel. You know more about this than me. Stoic Nate, those of us with Horizon, including Rolf, had far more money invested into GPUs. Rolf only had 2 Z9 minis. Yeah, I don't think those guys would have made a decision based on what they hold themselves. I really don't. I mean, I can speak myself. Someone who's involved in the SafeCoin project. If I only had GPUs, but the majority of the community wanted ASICs, or if there was some sort of security or legal reason why they had to go down the ASIC route, I would, hand on heart, I would say, go down the ASIC route, even if it meant, you know, for me, I wouldn't be able to mine it. I think when you're, you know, when you're at a team level, when you're in the development team, when you're thinking of the bigger decisions, the big picture, you need to forget about your own, you know, stash of, you know, GPUs or ASIC mining machines or whatever. I like the guys from Horizon. I think they come across as professional. I think they come across as good people. I know this decision has been very unpopular though. I know that, and I can understand why people are frustrated. I do understand. But I think they do have to think, you know, they have to think of different things. They have to think not just, you know, are we going to piss off people? They have to make this difficult decisions with that. It's one of those things that, you know, I'm conscious of the fact that it looks like I'm sitting on the fence here with the whole Horizon Zencast thing, but I can see both sides. I really can, you know, as a GPU miner, I can see why people are pissed off. But from their point of view, they did get a double spend attack in June. If they think, and if the facts are saying that, you know, ASICs will make them more secure, I don't know. Right or wrong, they've decided to go down that route. So, on the ETH comments, you're correct. They're not doing what they claimed at the beginning, and the miners are beginning to turn their back on them. The price reflects this as well. Hi Russell, good to see you. Where am I here in the comments? Should I set up my own wallets? I've been mining using NiceHash and Coinbase wallet for about a year. It depends what your strategy is, Chris. It depends what your strategy is. If you're looking to invest in altcoins and different things, then you would download the wallet for the particular coin. But if you're only mining on NiceHash, you're converting it to Bitcoin, and you only want to hold Bitcoin, yeah, Coinbase is an option. But if you're not doing a lot of buying and selling, there's a good argument that you should have, you know, you should get like a hardware wallet, something like that, or something like that, and stick your Bitcoin in that, or something like that. And you know, you can keep your Bitcoin on a hardware wallet, like something like that. And I don't know, some people prefer their money on Coinbase. They think it's maybe more secure. They like the user friendliness of it. You can access it anywhere, but other people don't want to have their money there. But as far as should you set up your own wallet, it really depends what your strategy is, and as far as investing goes. Which masternode? How many do you need for Zencash? Malta Travel, you need 42 for a secure node. You need 500 for a super node. I kind of like some of the shared masternode sites. I like them as well. I've got some vertical coin on Bishoy's 1DS service. And what have I got there? So I sent some coins there last week, and I think this weekend I get paid. I think it basically pays out every weekend, and yeah, so I'm going to get paid out. It's going to be like 140 odd coins or something like that. It's pretty much nothing. The coin isn't worth a lot, but yeah, I'm with a shared masternode, and it's very convenient, I must admit. Steel Horse is saying Rolf is a GPU farm, but recently got a couple of Z9 minis. A mission statement is no different from a written fiduciary. I'm definitely not going to say that right. Let's see if I can, you know. Here's the Kevin looks like an idiot section. Fiduciary. Is that the right way to say it? Fiduciary. A written fiduciary obligation to support us. That is not a word I use a lot. I can't even remember the last time I've heard that. I do agree with you, Rogic, but I also think that sometimes a roadmap and a white paper has to change. You know, look at Bitcoin Z, and they've said in their white paper that they're not going to change, and this is the way it is. But that's holding the project back, and there's a lot of people frustrated because they can't do certain things because they don't want to go against the original statement. So I can see where you're coming from. I can see where you're coming from, but I do think that sometimes things have to change, because when a white paper is written, when a mission statement or roadmap is written, you're doing it based on the current situation, the current environment, and sometimes, you know, the situation changes. Don't get me wrong, you know, if a coin comes out, if a team comes out and they start saying, we hate ASIC miners, we hate them, we'll always be a CPU coin or a GPU coin, and then they completely flip-flop as soon as an ASIC mining machine actually arrives on the scene, then that's different. James is saying, Zen are worried about the security of the network. Doesn't Z9's ASICs potentially put the network at a great risk to a 51% attack? The total hash isn't big enough to require ASIC mining machines. The double spend attack, I think before was because people could buy HashPower on NiceHash. I don't know, like someone was saying, can you guys correct me if I'm wrong, but people aren't selling HashPower on from their Z9 minis yet, are they? I don't think they are. I don't think they're selling HashPower yet. But what would happen if the price of Zencash or Horizon went down low enough where it wasn't worth mining and people would rather just sell the HashPower to NiceHash? Would we have a situation where people would be a large amount of HashPower on NiceHash, certainly enough for an attack? I don't know. I don't know. What multiple mining rig monitoring software do you recommend for Mac users? I think most of the solutions, Crypto North, is, you know, I think they work on Mac as well. I use Awesome Miner for 1 rig and I've got Hive OS on 3 rigs. I'm generally, I like Hive OS sometimes, but other times I prefer Awesome Miner, so I don't know. Stocknet is selling his GPUs and picking up some A9Z masters to help secure node in the network. Yeah, it sounds like right now it's a good investment to buy one because they're on it. Look at Block Operations video. Yes, the same guy running Zencash. Once a major advocate of GPUs until his ASIC farm became a determining factor. Yeah, I know. He has been a GPU miner. Russell Freer has got a very big, he's got a decent GPU farm, but he's also bought 4 Z9 minis. Block DAG is a scaling solution. How do you back up a hardware wallet? You need the, essentially it comes down to the passphrase. You can lose the PIN number. If you lose the PIN number, you can just re-enter the passphrase and redeem your coins, but you need to keep the passkey. So you've got 24 words you need to remember. So it's just like, you know, a public key or something. The seed, yeah. Steel Horses just summarized exactly what I said, the seed. So you need to remember the seed key. The buying price for does anyone know for Nollis? I don't know if anyone's answered that yet. Nollis is asking the buy-in price. So what's the cost of a total node for Snowgem or Zelcash? Zelcash hasn't, they've not actually released it yet. I think they're doing, what's the different amounts? Is it like 5, 10, 100 or something? I can't remember now. 10,000, 50,000, 100,000, that sounds about right. Snowgem and Zell nodes are 10,000. Yeah, Zell is going to have the BAMF, I think it's 100. Roderick saying no network is safe from a hack. Every time people talk about network security, it's a red flag for a soon-to-be hack. Who was a coin? There was a coin this year that did that, wasn't there? There was a coin that came out and said that their wallet or their coin was, you know, that couldn't be hacked. It couldn't be hacked at all. And then it was hacked like within a day. For someone, you know, from someone just to prove a point. I think that there's still a benefit, Marcius, as far as a hardware wallet. You can also always use a hardware wallet simply as a 2FA device, but the thing is, my understanding of it, and you know, granted it's kind of limited, but if you install, you know, you're protecting your wallet.dat file, right? And you're protecting it on your computer. Now, you can ideally put it in a computer that isn't connected to the internet, It's ideally virus free and all that. But in theory, when you connect to your home network, if you restore the wallet.dat file and then access your wallet and then put in a password and unlock your wallet and all that, in theory, someone could access the funds. I believe if someone had hacked your network and all that, whereas they couldn't do that with a hardware wallet because they would need to enter the passphrase from the hardware wallet. They'd have to enter the code here for the wallet to be validated, for any transfers to validate. So for any transactions to be sent, they'd have to have this code. I believe that's the main benefit of it. I think that is because however remote that may be, I've got an old laptop downstairs I don't use. I could connect some wallets to it. I could restore a wallet.dat file there, but I still have to connect to the internet, and so you're still being, it's still on your Wi-Fi, still a chance you could get a virus, you're still something else. Whereas if you've got a hardware device, a 2FA device, could even be your phone, I suppose, but it stops, it greatly reduces the risk of funds being stolen. But this is the sort of thing that you don't worry about too much when you've got all your money in altcoins and you don't have a lot of money kicking around. But you imagine you've got like $500,000 or two, that kind of crazy money. This is when you start taking these things very seriously, and $100 looks like a very good investment. Z9 Mini not working on Nice Hash, but Inno A9 works on Nice Hash. I suspect there will be a workaround to that as well. Zero had to eat crow and move to Hive OS after being a huge Smoss supporter. I think Smoss is okay. It's just too basic for me. Yeah, I'm the same, Rogic. I would have liked to have stayed anti-ASIC so that I could have mined it, but it is what it is. Zelcash nodes are 10,000, 25 and 100. Right, thanks for clarifying. Coming late October. Yeah, James makes a good point. I kind of touched upon this in the live stream last night, that Digibyte has a multi-algorithm solution. That'd be interesting if they did something like that. Should everyone start using space hoppers instead of cars to be more environmentally friendly? That, Mike, see, the thing is, that is so true. See the amount of people that I've seen talk about environment. They've talked about the environment, about GPU miners. I'm like, okay, well, what car do you drive? Do you have kids? Do you have a dog? I remember they said something, it was like a medium-sized dog. If you look at all the power and energy it actually uses because of the electricity and all these other things for, like producing the food, transporting the food, and all these different things for your animal. It's the same as having a very large SUV, just a regular sized dog. And then you imagine the environmental impact you have of having kids. Now, I'm not telling anyone out there not to have a dog or not to have kids. What I'm saying is, when you start saying that someone with 5 GPUs is hurting the environment, it's ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. Right now, the best ROI in any ASIC would be the Z9 or the Z9 Mini. When is Inno coming out with the A10? I'm not sure, actually. You can check that if you want. Environmental impact of the methane from cows' arses. I'll check that. I'll check that for you, Mike. No, sorry, not Mike. Steel Horses. I was asking about that. Where is that? Where was the A10? It was announced. I remember doing a video about it at one point. There's the A9Z, the most profitable miner in the world. Anyone know what the delivery times are like for in Silicon? I don't think it's out yet, is it? It must be a news article somewhere. I remember doing a video about it. Oh, there it's here. Batch September, right? $4,000. What do you think, guys? Would that be? That'd be a very risky investment. If you've ordered the PSU, please be aware the PSU does not come with the. Look at that. They don't even throw in a power supply cable. Shipping and packaging. Where does it say the shipping costs and anything like that? Ah, there. Okay. E9 miner. Bank transfer. Bitcoin, Litecoin. Total price. Where does it say total price? Pickup. Is shipping free here? Is that what it is? I don't know. I couldn't see the A10 anyway. Harvey the dog, 10 watts, 0 mega hashes. Did you ever check cashback sites when buying tech? Yeah, I use Top Cashback and I use Quidco in the UK. I actually got a Quidco, I think it was Quidco, or maybe a Top Cashback payment the other day. I always get my insurance and I always get some other things with it as well. What is your electric cost? 18 cents per kilowatt hour. Only limit I have here is the 240 volts breaker box. Yeah, Terry's right, 18 cents. Yeah, I'm going to have a look. I'll have a look at the Bitmain Z9 Mini. I'll have a think about all that as well. I've not sold any graphics cards right now anyway, so it's not like I'm, you know, in a position to make any decisions right now. On static figures, that bad boy would ROI in 77 days. Yeah, I mean, realistically, it'd be longer than that because, you know, the daily return is going to go down. It will go down. It will go down. What's this? The one, the Xeon. Oh, they guys, ASIC miners, they always do. These things are so stupidly expensive. It's ridiculous. It's just insane how expensive this is. It's not even funny how expensive this thing is. I'll find the price for you. World's most profitable miner, my ass. This thing is expensive. Look at this. $20,000. Look at the... That's ridiculous. They've got cheek to say that's the most profitable miner. Annually. See when you're coming out with figures like that. So, this does 180,000 sols. What they're not telling you is that, what's that, about 11 or 12 Z9 minis? Basically, for like half the cost, or more than half the cost, you could probably just get Z9 minis and it would be a lot cheaper. E9, 50,000 sols, 620 watts. Yeah, that's quite impressive. 2,200 watts to boot. Yes. It's just ridiculous. It's an insane amount of money. Yes, I'm selling my GPUs, Abdul. I did a video about it earlier today. The ASIC miners, the Z9 Mini actually looks like it's went up a little bit. The Z9 Mini. made this. So Doug made a spreadsheet with ASICs in the Bitmain and Silicon store. Why are you crying, Abdul? No, I'm not going to stop mining. I'm just, you know, my GPUs just aren't very profitable right now because of electricity costs. For the cost of 0.09, the Z9 is the best. If I put in my electricity cost, I think the Z9 Mini still looks like the best buy for me. I wish ASIC miner value. I wish they would actually put a column here with the current price. That's what they need to add. They need to add the current price, so that, and then have like a profit to, you know, buy. You know, some sort of ratio between buying and the daily profit, so that people can see what actually is the best value. Because someone would see that and go, "Wow, we should buy that, $20,000, insane." Stoic8 says he's at 15 cents and A9 seems better. Can the A9 be overclocked though? Can it be overclocked? Jonathan Pollock, he reviewed that ASIC, it stopped working after a week. That's insane. Is that the $20,000 one, Jonathan? Is that the expensive one? I remember someone talking about that last time. As far as the... yeah, I can check it out, Doug. I mean, really for me, I would maybe give the Z9 Mini a try. I wouldn't want to commit, you know, a huge amount of money to buying in silicon, but $4,000, it definitely seems to be a better... definitely looks like a decent buy. But I don't know if it can be overclocked. But 620 watts, yeah, that's really good. Thanks, Dollars. I won't be too far behind you. A month to review and it died in a week. Thanks, Doug. I don't know if there's any way. I don't have any kind of online app here to share that. That's open. Alright, that's... I'll check that out later. I'll check that out. I don't think I can share it in the browser just now without logging in. Yeah, the 20,000 ASIC miner. The thing is as well, why is it designed like a gaming PC? Why does it have to be? Why does it have to look like that? I don't care if it, you know how fancy it looks. Just let it make me money. Yeah, I just don't like. I don't know. Like my spidey sense is tingling. The fact you can get the Z9 minis and have the same hash rate for half the price. You know, who cares what it looks like? Z9 full version should be shipping next week. Yeah, that's when we'll see the hash rate going right up. That's when we'll really see the hash rate go up and we'll see what the difficulty will be like. So we'll see if it spikes up. Right. Am I buying the Z9 Mini? I'm not buying anything yet. I'm going to look at. I'll make a decision when I sell some GPUs. I've not got any money in the door yet, but if I manage to sell a lot of my GPUs, then I'll review my position and I'll see what happens. So I'll see what happens. But yeah, you know, in hindsight, I probably should have bought a Z9 Mini before to test it and stuff like that, but I'll see. Alright, okay, so Doug has actually sent me a screenshot. Right, thanks for that, Doug. I do appreciate it. I don't have Excel in my computer, so I would have to have imported it to Google Sheets. So Doug has sent me this. So Doug has sent me this spreadsheet, and he's looked at Bitmain, Antminer, and all the different models, estimated costs, earnings, profits, hardware costs, ROI. So can you explain what's going on here, Doug? As far as the estimated cost, is this in Bitcoin or hardware cost, estimated cost, earned, profit, ROI? Is ROI, is that days? Is that days that we're looking at? I assume that's days. Yeah, that'll be days. So I'll take my picture away just now. So it looks like it's days in the end here. 126 days, 93 days. The thing is, Doug, is this taking into account that the Z9 Mini can be overclocked to like 15,000 sols? Is that taken into account? You know, the Z9 Mini is 10,000 sols here, but it can be overclocked to 15,000. It looks like it's a lottery whether you get charged. The yellow is the base numbers. The ROI is in days. There's not all base static numbers. Right. So this is all based upon the you know the figures that are on you know their websites, etc. But it's got the Bitmain Antminer A3 34 days. So look at some of these, you know, years basically. These ones are years. Z9 Master Equihash 620 watts, 77. But then underneath it you've got some of these ones that are thousands, tens of thousands of days. That's insane. It's interesting. Is the Z9 quiet enough to be in a house? I don't know if the full Z9 is like 1100 watts or something, isn't it? Or around that. No problem, Doug. No problem at all. If you want, I can share that screenshot. If anyone wants to see that, I can share it in the comment area. If you want me to share that, I can. Z9 Mini is 300 watts. I think when you overclock it as well, when you overclock the Z9 Mini, the watts, you know, they go up a little bit as well. Oh, I didn't do that, yeah. Yeah, that's okay. I added a kind of hash symbol at the end there by accident. There it's here. Z9 Mini OC is up to 405 watts. I think you can overclock the new ones, but you have to change the firmware. You need to flash it or something. No, I do a video about it, Doug. Be sure to do a video. I can share it on Twitter. I'm happy to share it on Twitter if you do a video about it. Web interface workaround flash firmware. Yeah, it's not something I've looked into too much, obviously, because I don't have one. But there does seem to be a lot of workarounds. Dougie Fresh. Right, guys, I'm going to have to call it a night. That it is nearly midnight here, and I'm tired. And when that happens, I'm not the most entertaining. So, many thanks for watching, guys. I do appreciate it. I do appreciate all the comments in the previous video and all the comments tonight. It's been an interesting discussion. I will, as always, keep you guys updated. I don't expect to sell all my GPUs right away. I might not even, be able to sell all my GPUs. There's a lot of graphics cards to sell. I'm going to try and sell some of them and try and get cash in. And I think others will trade them in and get vouchers or do something. But I'll keep you guys updated. It's one of those things, I think I'm doing the right thing. I think I'm making the right decision, but time will tell. I'll see what happens. I'll maybe take a risk with an ASIC miner one day. I'll have a think about that as well. Many thanks, guys. I do appreciate everyone who's been tuning in, everyone who's been watching, everyone who's been leaving comments. I do appreciate it. I'll catch up with you guys tomorrow or the next day. Have a fantastic end to the weekend, and I'll speak to you all very soon. So, yep. Marcius, your homework, Marcius and Nollis, is to start a YouTube channel. Start a YouTube channel, Marcius. That's your homework for the weekend. In fact, I think Nollis is away to bed. Marcius, start a YouTube channel. You should do a video or two. Do a couple of videos and see how it goes. You've got nothing to lose. If people don't like them or you're not happy with it, just delete the videos. Take a chance. And you can always join me in a stream, and we can share people your video and stuff like that as well. Join me in some videos. So yeah, guys, fantastic as always. It's been a blast. I do appreciate everyone tuning in. So I'll try and do. I'm going to try and do live streams more often. Always find them enjoyable. Always find it great to chat to you guys. And for certain discussion points, it's better to chat to you guys rather than a video and then a reply with comments. It's good to do it live. So night, guys. Have a blast. Have a fantastic weekend, and I'll speak to you all very soon. Cheers, guys.